Okay, so we've got Rapid and Defer in here. I'm gonna set up names for these people. Rapid, a member of the Pokken community brought in by the lovely Coastalina, will be facing off against Defer, the host and entertainer of many, many ARMS events, and a very seasoned veteran. Defer has been known to play many characters, and always has a couple of very interesting tricks up his sleeve. I'm gonna be excited to see Rapid though. We've yet to see this fellow. And we are going to be starting our first match. Rapid going in with a classic pick, Twintel. Defer stepping into the ring with Misango. Ooh, that is a interesting loadout. Rapid actually going in with a very straight and forward approach. Going hard in with the gloves, Sparky and Chilla, Tribal on the side as an additional pick. Defer going to be starting out Chakram and Buff. Just looking to beat and batter down Rapid with this wide pressure, this very consistent and just safe tools. Can also open up some nice grab confirms. Rapid starting off with some nice pressure, getting a couple of quick pokes in there. Doing a pretty solid job of just trying to be a patient player, not getting too caught up in anything. I'm not seeing any of those classic tricks yet of the jump double punch that comes in from a lot of players. It looks like Rapid's trying their very best to just go in with their understanding of how Twintel kind of plays. And so far they're getting some pretty good hits in, getting some light damage. But that pillar is going to protect Defer and is going to get KO'd for this first round. This is going to be a big challenge for him. This will be a very big challenge for Rapid, as he's going to have to be figuring out, considering he's only got 40 hours in, he's got to be figuring out a lot of ARMS, how they kind of interact. Probably doesn't have a full understanding of all of these characters and all the matchup experience that he needs. Is gonna go try to go for the rush counterplay, which in a lot of cases actually could have worked out for him. I don't think his reaction time was fast enough though to get those gloves out. Rapid is putting some nice pressure in, but now Defer has that red mask on. That's gonna make this matchup so very much more easy for him. A nice grab, recognizing Defer's hesitance there, that little bit of an opening, get some nice damage in. Definitely seen a decent amount of understanding from competitive fighting games in the past going into this. Pokken and ARMS are very different games, but even with them being such a different game from each other, you can still learn a lot and allow it to transition into another game and do some decent work. Not enough mango juice. We've got like a big, look at the big beefy mango. Also, that's our own point. Paul, thank you for the subscription. Much love to you. 15 months. Holy gods. Alright, looks like everything else is going pretty smoothly. Just gotta wait for these two to pick their next stages. Yeah, Rapid showing some pretty impressive work already. Some good plays, some exciting talent coming into this. So far though, Defer just a few steps ahead. Doing some sick Misango action plays and giving Rapid a very rough time. Nuh-uh. Rapid, we're waiting on your band, love. Or your pick. Okay, Rapid wants to go sparring ring. I have a feeling that this is a pick solely on the basis of there are so many stages I don't know where I want to go. let's just go to the place that we just were, because it works out well. Dapper with the subscription! Oh, many thanks, love. Thank you for support. Help channel. Help Scrapstar. Help. Thank. Heading into our next fight. Defer gonna start off fierce. Going in quickly with that chakram, with that buff. He's already got some sick damage going in. Taking himself a light lead. Rapid trying to close in that distance, get some pressure going of their own. But Defer just staying a little bit on top of things, making sure he doesn't get too caught up in anything. And he's going to continue to just further and further deepen that lead. Oh, tries to go for the grab. Defer quickly dodging out of the way. He's going to get a nice grab in there. And is now just looking for that one final hit. And he's going to be able to take the first round with a perfect. Looks like Defer's got Rapid figured out. Now the trick is for Rapid to try to demonstrate what an understanding of how to adapt, revolve around this new playstyle. So far though, this is not working out in their favor. A rush coming right in as they have yet to start moving, and then just completely pummeling them down. Rapid able to unleash a solid rush of their own. That's going to bring things a little bit closer. Still has a lot of work to do, but that knockdown, removing that red mask, that's going to help Rapid have a lot more control in this matchup and potentially get some opportunities to put at play if they can find those windows. So far though, it looks like they're struggling to find that confidence, and another wake up grab for Defer is going to allow him to take Rapid out 2-0. Paul! You did a gift sub! Oh! Kosalina is now also a subscriptioner. Many thanks. Much thanks to both of you. Kosalina now has emotes. Kosa, play with the emotes! Show the world your beautiful new sad clown, laughing Lola. Oh god, oh shit, oh god, holy crap. That's a lot of... But they... Paul, thank you for all the gift subs, that just happened. That's a lot of them. Wow. Oh my. It just keeps coming. It just keeps coming. With the... Oh no, it's the dancing shark! It's the left shark! Why? No! I got rid of you! I got rid of you! Left shark, you were... Why are you still here? Why? I got rid of you. No, Paul! No more left sharks! Thank you, Paul, for the gift subs to everyone. I don't... Oh, God. Paul, you are a beautiful man. And that is 10. Wait. Hold on. Does this mean I get an extra emote now? Do I just get a new emote because Paul just bombed my entire chat? Hold on, okay. Before I continue losing my mind over this, I am going to ask all of you, who you would like to see as the next match. We have ourselves Rifa facing off against Tommaso. If you'd like to watch that, press 5. If you'd like to watch Kosalina face off against Eloria, press 6. Shady face off against Okrim, press 7. Or if you'd like to watch Yam dance with the fur, we won't do that one actually, so it's 5, 6, or 7. Which would you like to see? Holy shit. I got a new emote. Paul! Paul, I have a new emote because of you. Holy gods. While I'm collecting myself, to everybody who has been gifted a sub to this channel, this does mean that you all qualify now to add a song to the stream playlist. Oh yeah, it's already updated. I'm just gonna... the top of like all of you all qualify now. Just add a song. There are rules to it, but basically just read the rules, help out, or add a song to the playlist. Paul, thank you for all the support. Let's see, we got a 6, we've got a 5, we've got 2 5s, we've got 2 6s. What's with Paul decided that I apparently needed an additional emote slot, and now we got another 6. So unfortunately fortunately, it's still going to be a good match. We will not be seeing... There's another. There's another left shark. She's being seductive. What? Dude, you're dating her. What did you expect to happen? You literally signed up for it. You cannot have a Tri-Blast. You are my homie. You decided to date her. Mom ain't helping you here. She's just gonna let things happen. No buts, Rapid. This is your girlfriend. I'm not helping you. Kosa, that would be creepy if you were his mother. That's called incest. We do not support that here. We're not going to be discussing this further. No buts. Much love to Paul. For those who aren't aware, he does stream. Don't forget, he does his own streams too. If you want to support him, give him some love too. There's his link. I was watching him play Splatoon 2 a bit ago. It was actually pretty fun. Okay then. Okay then. Everybody, look under your chair. Everyone gets to get some. Sounds good, love. Thank you, Paul. Except for all the love sharks that have now happened on stream. I guess I should just... I made sure that that wouldn't happen. Left Shark will just not leave me alone. Yeah, everybody's got the emotes. And with everything as it is, we are going to continue on with the Scrapstar series. Kosalina will be facing off against Aloria at the Mausoleum. Looks like we've got ourselves a couple of pretty interesting loadouts. Aloria going in has the Parasol. Gonna just start off double roaster. Gloves ablazing. Kosa going in classic setup for herself. Toaster tribal. Actually can work pretty well against those double gloves, as that light arm, if you just find those right angles, will be able to slip right between those many weight festers. It's the tribal against double glove is all about movement. It's all about reading your opponent. It's about being able to find those perfect shield opportunities. It's about poking and pressuring properly. Generally, if you're able to find your way around your opponent's gloves, which can be difficult, but it is very possible, as we're seeing here, you will be very rewarded, as your opponent generally will not be able to fight back very effectively. They won't be able to evade as well as Kosalina is right now against these double gloves. That said, that barrage just working out well for Aloria, and is going to bring both of these two into critical health. Both just looking for it and rush opportunity. Kosalina might be actually looking for a stun confirm with that tribal, but these roasters just making sure that that's probably not going to happen. Rush is going to come out. Aloria's going to dodge out of the way, but ends up getting caught out. 125. That's going to force Kosalina. Whoa, Kosalina not going to be able to follow up with any finishing hit. The roaster's just too steady for her. And Aloria going to take the first round. Kosalina going to change up now. The Thunderbird going to be allow her to box a little bit more effectively against this double roaster loadout. And still gives her the opportunity to kind of work around these gloves. Plays a little bit more safely than what the tribal was trying to do in that case. We are seeing so much work come out of this Thunderbird so far, as she's going to be able to knock Aloria's rush out of her, gets a couple of chip hits, and has quite a few times taken away that roaster, and it's forced Aloria to have to be a lot more proactive on the field, not just going into a zoning out into a boxing style, just looking to overwhelm Cossalina, as this Thunderbird constantly swooping in from various corners, and it's just allowed Kosa to have such a dominant position. Slowly chips coming in here and there. Aloria gonna finally start getting some tempo, swinging back in. That rush can definitely put this round in Aloria's favor. Cossalina trying to just find an opportunity to get a confirm here. Safely blocks that rush. But now, Aloria does have the health lead, but that's gonna quickly get taken away. Cossalina sees that opportunity for the rush and brings the score to 1-1. Aloria going to respond. She's gonna put on a Parasol for a little bit more defensive option. That can kind of, it's a double-edged blade in this case though, because while it can help out in just boxing out these attacks, that's not the problem. Well, at least not in the straightforward sense. It's coming in from the side that's the big problem for Aloria, and the Parasol, while it does have the opportunity to be able to allow them to fight back against those curves, it's not gonna, honestly, it'll do just about as well as the roaster was, and we're seeing just how poorly that Parasol works as an exchange, and we're getting Cossalina perfect here off of that arms change. Parasol's a good counter for light arms or medium arms that you want to outbox. Parasol can struggle immensely against curve arms. If you're looking to try to counter a curve arm with effective parry, you're likely wanting to look into the Fun Chuck. And with that, yeah, Cossalina just completely turning things around. She's going to take the first game now and is in position to be able to move on. If she just takes this next round, we'll be facing off against the winner of Rifa versus facing off against Tommaso. Just a reminder for anybody, if you do see a cool hype moment, anything exciting, be sure to make a clip. Be sure to take those moments. Be sure to share them around. Help support this channel. Help support you because you get a little bit more clicks on your stuff. It helps out the ARMS scene. We gotta make these moments. We gotta share them. Show the world how hype this game can be. How much fun we can have with it. Heading into our next bout, Aloria has chosen that we're going to be going to Scrapyard for this next round. Could be a pretty tricky place as it still is short-ranged enough. Cossalina can actually immediately close in that distance and just put that pressure on Aloria. They are going to be able to find that opportunity to get that Dragon Arm set up, but it's going to quickly get taken away. That Parasol is going to help out though. And this double wind loadout, yeah, this loadout's working out so much better now as the Boomerang's allowing a little more contestation against that Thunderbird, and it's punishing a lot of Cossalina's movements more effectively as she just got really focused on moving left and right, and that Parasol is just knocking her back and forth. Lawyer's gonna have a rush confirmed soon if they just get that Boomerang to land. That Parasol, Cossalina quickly charging up a rush of their own. Cossalina now closing in that moment. Rush comes out. It's not going to be able to connect Cossalina safely, dodging out of the way. Definitely wanted to hold on to that for some kind of rush confirm, as it can be, these two arms are very tricky to land a rush on unless you're just getting a good read. And Cossalina's not a player that you're going to be able to get a good read on too often unless you found that perfect counter play. Parasol gonna allow Aloria to start boxing out, but just, they weren't aware actually of the fact that they were boxing and stopped their tempo, and that allowed Cossalina to get that final punish. Looks like Aloria is going to be able to take this though, unless they get caught by a stun from that Thunderbird. There's literally nothing Cossalina could do. And with the timer ticking out, Aloria with about 25% health, taking the first round. Both players sticking with these loadouts have had some solid success with it so far. Cosalina confident that she can find a way to make this work very effectively against this. Aloria feeling a little more confident with a tool that just allows for a few more confirms, creates that distance when needed. The rush is going to come out. It's going to catch this time as Cosalina did have one of her arms left open. Tries to go for the Dragon Arm. Aloria is going to succeed. Cosalina trying to close in, keep up that pressure. This stage is working out very well for Aloria though. While it is a little close range, that height advantage, just some of the vantage adjustments makes this a very solid defensive stage. As the person who's backed up to the wall, the person who's not trying to approach, generally has a good advantage. And that's what we're seeing in a lot of this so far, is that Cosalina has constantly been trying to chase Aloria down, and Aloria's got a few options, and even when technically backed against the wall, has advantage and is using it very effectively to counter out a lot of Cosalina's plans and strategies. 27 seconds left on the clock. Cosalina has to get through 50% of Aloria's health, has to get that Thunderbird to start working for her, as that's all that she's going to have as her options at this point. These boomerang dragon arms just causing her too much trouble, and she's not confident she's going to be able to take it. Aloria going to go in with a clean 2-0 and brings the score to 1-1. This is the rough place though. Aloria is going to have to fight in whatever stage Cosalina wants now. And it looks like we're going to be heading straight back into sparring ring. This is going to be a much more difficult matchup for Aloria. That space isn't going to be there. That height advantage is going to be there. It's just going to be corners all over. That also said, this means that win confirms are going to be a much easier thing for Aloria to land should they find those opportunities. We really have to just see how this match plays out to determine who's going to be moving on in the brackets. Aloria finally finds a quick opportunity to get that Dragon Arm. Going to immediately start trying to fully capitalize on that. Just throwing out barrage after barrage of those rains. Thunderbird punish though allows Cosalina to take the lead. Cosalina ended up getting disarmed there as Aloria's just been getting chip hit after chip hit with that boomerang, and it's just allowing them to consistently weaken that shield, eventually getting a nice exchange there. Both players now ready with rush. Another stun. The rush is going to come out. Cosalina going to get hit by the rain, but because of that max distance range, boomerang stretching out a little bit better than the parasol, and the parasol just struggling so much at catching there. Warrior's only going to get half of the damage, and that means that Cosalina is technically still in the lead here by a very minute amount, and now a lot more solid amount of damage off of that grab. Cosalina definitely looking like she does not want to utilize that rush right now. She's just trying to play things out, take her time with this. This could easily turn into Aloria's favor if they find a couple of quick hits. But with the timer ticking down, it might only be the rush as Aloria's option. Oh, gets caught out. Tries to go for the win confirm. It's not going to be able to connect, but a quick grab is going to allow Cosalina to take the round after a punish on Aloria's quick attempt. That plan backfiring harshly. And now, Cosalina now in a position to potentially take this set. Just needs to be able to take this one last round. Cosalina keeping up that pressure, but that Dragon Arm going to keep pushing her back. Continue to give her a more and more difficult time. Fortunately for her, this smaller stage allows her to close that distance basically immediately. Which means that that long range that Aloria was really working with back at the scrapyard is not going to work out for them anymore. Another rush quickly coming up on Aloria's end will likely be coming in pretty soon. especially if Aloria wants to try to bring this back. Selena just, again, focusing on very solid neutral play here. Does not want to get too caught up by anything. Making sure to outbox a lot of these attacks. Not get caught by those win confirms, because that could potentially be the end of her. Especially as her arms are constantly getting weakened out again. A shield breaker could easily be the case too. This rush will put Kosalina at a moderate health lead. But Aloria's rush could easily just put it immediately back into Aloria's. And with that health difference, seems quite possible with even a potential KO happening off of it. Ooh, Aloria's gonna miss the rush. Now, Kosalina just needs to get that final hit. If that toaster didn't connect, I think Aloria might have been able to start a comeback or start things up and maybe claim an extra round. A very fierce match between the two of those. Unfortunately for Aloria, it's not going to work out. That pressure just a little too much. That's going to allow Kosa to take the set, move on to face off against Rifa. We are going to be heading into our next match though, and we are going to have Shady face off against Yam. Just a reminder for everybody who was gifted a sub by Paul, you are all homies now in the Scrapstar Discord. If you hop over to the homie playlist, there should be rules as to how you can add a song to this very list that y'all get to hear here and there before the stream starts. If you got a song you like, an artist that you feel is important to represent, be sure to check it out. Let me know what song you'd like to be on there, and I'll do my best to get it on. Terms and conditions do apply, of course. I don't want no copyright written stuff. Last thing I need is a lawsuit. Nothing copywritten. Please. It would make me a very sad panda. Okay, so yeah, we can do these two pretty fine without any issue. The other lower ends will catch up by then. And then, yeah, we'll probably do like... Yeah, I think we've got things going. And it looks like our first match is going to be going to Temple Grounds in the semifinals. Let's see. All right, we are set. I just need to fix the scores. Perfect. Shady is going to go in Ribbon Girl here. Yam going over to Min Min, starting off with the Fire Dragon, potentially trying to get that fire damage, a little bit of extra boost, just recognizing how difficult it can be to catch Ribbon Girl in the air with that Ice Dragon and get those ice combos. So the Fire Dragon's going to be a little bit more steady, a little more consistent. But so far, Shady is keeping up that pressure, weaving between these attacks, and has taken the advantage position. Rush gonna quickly come out swinging, 230 damage. And a grab going to seal it. And with a solid KO, Shady is going to move into this next round with a light advantage, at least in score. Yam, overall much more advantage in terms of health and rush though. Getting that Dragon Arm Roaster quickly set up and looking to pounce with 140 damage. Quick 1-2. Yam continuing to hold on to that rush. Really doesn't look like they need it as they're constantly just chipping down Shady's rush with all of these charged hits and just continues to hold a dominant health lead. If Shady isn't able to get any pressure going, Yam's gonna have rush advantage coming into this next round too. Gets a quick 1-2, and yet Shady's starting to get some tempo going into their favor. Almost gets the grab to land. Yam focusing too hard on trying to anticipate a dodge. And that's allowing Shady to have a lot more space, a lot more room to move. It's helping out in a lot of cases, but just in that one position, it wasn't going to be able to do enough. That said, rush 2 KO as Shady was in the air. Brings the score to 1-1. Shady now advantaged. Yam gonna have to try to bring things back, keep this control. But it's gonna be rough as that 300 damage rush immediately sets Shady up with the advantage. Yam does find an opportunity to get that Dragon Arm though, and that thing is a fierce monster for any opponent, regardless of size and stature. Anytime it's gonna connect, it will do 140 damage. That thing will zing past pretty much any other arm with a nearly unrivaled speed. And when that fire damage connects, it's also going to reduce the opponent's charge, making it take even longer for them to get that rush ready. You want to keep an eye on that rush gauge. Whenever you see that roaster connect, look over, you'll see that triangle actually go down a little bit. When you are fully charged with rush, you can't actually lose rush from something like that. But beyond that, like, it's just going to constantly be taking away an opponent's charge. The only element to do that, every other one technically gives the opponent a bit of rush. Shady just trying to close in the distance, set something up for a rush opportunity. Yam leaps into the air. And that's going to allow Shady to have a very safe and rewarding punish, taking the first game. Heading into our next match, it's gonna be Buster Beach. Yam starting off, or Shady starting off pretty strong, but Yam with some very impeccable plays. These two have been growing non-stop since I first saw them in tournaments forever ago, ages ago. These two constantly growing, adapting, mastering these arts, really just growing around each other. I feel like this is probably one of our more pivotal rivalries going on, at least for the EU community, as these two have just continually been against each other, going for each other's throats, and have often been some of the closest matchups we've ever seen here. This round starting off, neither player finding an opportunity to land a hit yet. Shady is going to be the first one with 130 damage and 120 from the Toaster 2 slap. That's going to be a safe block. A lot of charge off of that. Takes a bit of shield chip damage, but this might be the opportunity Yam needs to be able to bring things back. Gets the hit with that roaster. Definitely still learning though, as I believe if Yam was able to recognize that hit, could have followed it up with a Dendy grab. One of those just quickly uncharged hits to grab combos. Would actually put Yam in ready with rush and might be a much more advantaged position right now. So far though, Buster Beach is working out very detrimentally for this poor Min, as these slaps are roasting him. Roasting are good. Shady now just looking for that final hit to be able to take Yam out, make it a nice cooked Yam. And the slap connects. Shady takes the first round. Yeah, I'm going to quickly change over, puts back on that, but Phoenix that we were seeing in the Temple Grounds. It's a good arm. And that also means that we literally have only fire elements in here. One of the strongest elements in this game. Generally, one of the reasons why you see a lot of the fire elemented arms in competitive matches is they have some of the highest speed in-game, only competing with things such as wind element at times, but generally even outrunning those, or ice. Beyond that, just like very few arms can keep up with the speed of a fire type. They tend to have the highest damage output, just second to explosive arms. And also, being able to take away your opponent's rush is a very, very strong thing. It's basically a win more arm. If you are winning, your opponent just doesn't have anything. They literally have nothing to work with. Speaking of, Shady just dominating the second round, is going to be able to take him out 2-0, and will be moving on to face off against their opponent in the winter finals. That stage really didn't work out for Yam in any way that they were hoping. You take care, Mullen. Nice seeing you. They combo into each other? That is fair. That is a fair. Technically, wait, hang on. I'll do the glasses. No, I'm not going to be on webcam, but I'll do the glasses thing. Just know I have glasses and I'm doing it. Technically, explosives don't do as much damage. Technically, explosives don't do as much damage. They combo into each other. But same difference. Lamau. Oh, hey guys, Junior just went live. Speaking of other people to support and send love to. He tends to play other things more often than ARMS these days. But if you want to hang out with a classic member of the community, Junior's right there. Be sure to give him a follow. I need to do some changes with the White Crew. Hugs on Impact. I need to change some of the members. We've got a lot of people, but for the most part, most of them are retired players who are moderately inactive or part of another crew. So I'm gonna make I'm gonna make a retiree role. I need to look into getting some of our give some love to some of the fresh and up and coming stars. Or just generally cool people. Speaking of cool people, we are going to have ourselves a very fierce match right here in the semifinals bracket. One of Cosalina's Scrapstar Demons right here, Rifa, going straight in Tri-Blast Ice Dragon, not even gonna give her that breathing room that she wants to be able to figure this match out, as he's just going to gun in, blazing with blasts and dragon beams, quickly overwhelming her and causing her a massive, massive hurdle and challenge to try to overcome. Rifa still has yet to be hit, is looking for that shining gold logo of Petafix. Rosalina does have a rush ready and will be likely trying to set up a KO or a response. Might just take the hit here. Ooh, there it is, taking away that perfect. And is actually starting to get a bit of tempo. Gonna try to close in that distance. That never give up attitude. That determination starting to blaze brilliantly as Cosalina starts closing in that distance. Dodging out of the way of these attacks. But that Ice Dragon just a little too quick for her. And she's gonna get sniped down. Diving into this next round, Ripa switching straight over to that Slamamander, and he's going to respond to that grab with a 285 damage rush, missing out on that finishing touch. He's going to get a grab in exchange, though, allowing him to keep this health lead, keep this advantage. Coastalino getting a stun and is going to just choose to follow up with that 280 damage, meaning she's got 400 damage in there and is now in the lead against Rifa. Rifa quickly pushing back though, is making sure she does not hold that lead for long, and is now looking for one final hit to take the first game off of her. She's got to be careful too, as he has a shield breaker rush. This can easily take her out, but Coastalina going to be able to evade and punish it, keeping herself in the game just barely, but the Tri-Blast will close it out, and Rifa takes the first game. Coastalina actually got pretty close there. And a couple of those exchanges just needs to find a way to get more consistent tempo against Rifa, this Tri-Blast, that dragon, the Mander. Those slaps just chipping away at her health, slapping that bar away. And it looks like Coastalina is going to be taking us to Viadoce for the next bout. And it looks like we've got ourselves a Mechanica. Are we going to see an Iceman loadout here? Nah, it looks like Kosa is going in with her own personal approach. Roaster, Popper, and Slamamander. Rifa is going to go in with that Tri-Blast, Ice Dragon. This can definitely be a tough matchup for the Tri-Blast, as that armor is going to allow Coastalina just to kind of body through and charge forth. She's going to be a lot more open to that Ice Dragon, those pokes, those freezes. It's going to give her a lot harder of a time, though, if she's not careful. The armor, though, is definitely allowing her the opportunity to get these hits in, gets a lot more damage, and keeps this game much closer. But if she's not careful, she's just going to have all of her health chipped away as she just dives in time and time again. And Rifa going to continue to just basically go unscathed in a lot of these exchanges, and is now just looking for that rush KO to be able to take her out. Might not even need that if he is able to land just a few more hits. One more hit to be able to seal the deal for Rifa. Coastalina has to be careful. This armor chips are not working out for her, and he's going to be able to take a 50% health lead. Rifa going to change things up again. He's going right back to the Slamamander. That Tri-Blast not too much in his interest anymore. Even though he got a lot of really nice freezes or hits off of it, all those chip hits, the Slamamander means he does get a couple more combo opportunities. If he gets a perfect read, that Mander might be able to even lead into a rush confirm. But it looks like Kosta's going to be the first one to land, get some quick hits in, does not get anything on top, as Rifa going to be able to land a restand. That's going to be a rush, and it's going to connect! One of the few cases where such a complicated loadout rush is going to be able to connect, and now Rifa just looking for one or two final hits to be able to close this out. That Mander's going to be it, and Rifa now at advantage 2-0. Rifa now just looking for that final game to take. Coastalina's got it. Oh wait, yeah, this is semifinals. Rifa 2-0 in Coastalina. Will be moving on to winter finals to face off against Shady. One of the many players who approach this matchup time and time again, trying to take Rifa down, usurp that throne, only to fail and fall before him. Will this be the opportunity for Shady to be able to turn the tides and set themselves up with advantage? There's only one way to find out. Enough throwing shade. It's time to fight. Fans are starting underway right away. Ray, wait. Wait, are we speedrunning another tournament? We had a 30-minute delay because Paul, like, blasted us with beautiful gifts. And even then, we are actually... we're only an hour in. Is this another speedrun? What's with you guys, with all of you in your speedrunning tournaments? I swear, like this, the EU bracket literally is a speedrun every time. This is weird. What isn't weird though is this time-honored, or this traditional, this classic matchup, Ninjara facing off against Ribbon Girl, Shady and Rifa. These two have been going against each other for a long time, with Rifa very often just in that lead, in that advantage, but we're not seeing that this time, as Shady now just looking for another stun grab combo to potentially take Rifa out, and just now starting to get hit. That Tri-Blast, making sure that Rifa knows his place. To respect that arm and not get caught out by it anymore in that charged state. Shady trying to just find that one final opportunity. A rush could easily take Rifa out, but it's very clear that Shady does not want to make that investment, especially with this health lead. Rifa gonna be the first to choose to go throughout the rush. Gets 15 damage off of that attack, just making sure not to leave himself too open for Shady to get any kind of punish. And a final toaster is going to be able to collect. And now Shady looking to try to take the first game with this strong opening, but Rifa with a stronger response and a breezy slap to the side blows Shady away and puts Rifa at advantage. A stun grab combo though, continuing on with that pressure, with that damage that Shady was getting the last round. And just putting Rifa at back heel with this wide coverage and another combo. Rifa again, critical health, Shady with a massive advantage. He's just looking for that small window to be able to take this. That rush gonna be able to connect 385 damage, but Rifa has so much work to go, and that rush is not gonna give him any space to make that happen. Shady starts off advantage 1. Quickly covering up the lower brackets as this happens. We've got Okra moving on to face off against Kosalina after taking Defer down 2-0. Alimento is currently facing off against Tommaso, as both were able to take Aloria and Rapid out in the earlier brackets. So for all those who wanted to see a Tommaso fight, he's hanging in there for you. You might be able to see him in just a bit. Back to our match though. We are going to be heading to Temple Grounds. This is going to be a much better stage for Rifa. He's going to have a lot more open space. Buster Beach really just pinched him out. Caused him to basically always be backed into a corner, and that tribal to really shine. Here, there's going to be so much more space for him to work with, and we are seeing him more effectively at play already, just keeping things a little bit closer to even and just not nearly as disadvantaged. That toaster going to be a solid snipe though. Rifa has admitted before he is not fond of this Ribbon Girl matchup, as that movement just causes him so much difficulty. Covers a lot, prevents him from really playing the way he wants. He's going to be able to safely block out of the way of that rush. Dodges through the majority of it. He's going to get a freeze off, which would have otherwise been another grab combo for Shady. Shady just looking for that final hit though, and is still above 50% and gets the KO. I feel like we're going to see some drastic changes coming in from Rifa's play, his approach, pretty soon, as this is just not working out for him very well. We are going to see that dragon be put away again. This rush starting out, putting him in a very nice position with 310 damage and quickly knocking Shady below 50% health. That Mander just working out so much more effectively against Shady, against that movement. The dragon just kind of playing into a lot of that long-range movement, that Ribbon Girl dance. This Mander just countering all of that to a T. And Rifa's going to be able to take a round for himself. Shady going to respond, puts on the hot slaps, and we've got ourselves a slapping fight. Rifa definitely in an advantage point though, as he gets a couple of these strong exchanges and an exceptional opportunity for rush. 250 damage. That is 350, 360 or so. Just putting Rifa at a massive health lead. Commanders though work for both sides as Shady's starting to quickly turn this around and is now going to balance out those health pools with 3 to 4 just well-aimed Slap-a-Mander connections. Rush going to be able to connect fully, and a 350 hit in. Shady now just looking for a final round hit to take Rifa out. Rifa almost ready with a rush. Just gotta be careful. He can also just get a final hit. Shield Breaker would also work exceptionally here. He's gonna choose to go in for it. Shady tries to go for the punish and is going to be able to connect Rifa, leaning too hard into getting that KO. Looks like we've got ourselves a bit of a connection issue. Rifa's just going to reset his router. He'll be back in just a moment. I'm going to take an opportunity here to give myself a small breather and give word to, I guess technically our sponsor, Paul. Thanks for all the gift subs. I will also remind everybody that there are some very cool commands just below chat that you can check out a link you can follow up on. You can have yourselves some funness while we wait in these brief interludes, these brief moments. I will also remind everybody who is now a homie, there are rules in the Planet Scrapstar Discord. It's pinned in the homie hideaway, or if you scroll to the top of homie playlist, you'll see the rules there. Be sure to read up on them. If you want to add a song to this stream playlist, let me know. Send me a DM. How do you change your name color? Go chat settings, and there should be an option to edit appearance. It's right underneath name display. Yeah, if you hit chat settings, go edit appearance, and you should have options for colors. It also allows you to adjust and edit your chat, whisper, channel badges, and so on and so forth. I'm gonna use this moment to go to the washroom quickly. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. We should be good to have things continue. It looks like we are going to be staying on temple grounds. Benson, you pull with the jokes. You pull with the jokes. He is back. Oh, I need to fix up the names then. And this could potentially be the final game. Shady just needs to take one more to take Rifa out and move on in brackets to the grand finals. Rifa has to do a full reverse sweep, which is never an easy task. With a better connection, hopefully, things should work out more for him. Benson, you want to reload? Just refresh. But so far, Shady's starting off with the advantage, getting that light health lead. Rifa's slowly starting to bring things back though, gets a couple of nice pokes, and is now ready with a rush. Both players trading back and forth. Rifa slowly continuing to take more and more control, and is now in the health lead. These tribal pokes, these Mander slams. He is going to get taken out by a 270 rush though, and puts him in critical health. Shady now just looking for a couple more hits to be able to take him out. Might have been able to get that rush to connect there. He's not going to go for it, and might be able just to get the KO here. He's got to watch out for any charged hit would be a KO at this point though. Shady has to watch out though. An uncharged hit will be enough to take them out, and now Rifa taking the first round. Rifa advantage with rush. Shady going to stick with this loadout. Will be quickly charging up a rush, and we'll have it ready soon. Both players have very damaging combos too, and Shady going to be the first to throw out. Ends up connecting with Rifa. Both are going to trade for the most part, with Rifa ending up getting the last few hits in, dealing that chip damage. Shady trying to find their way in, but so far this round is working out much more in Rifa's favor, as Shady slowly is starting to lose control of this matchup. The Mander gonna help give some control back though, and that slap gonna press Rifa back and cause a nice 120 damage. But Rifa quickly pushing back into the corner, and this rush going to be able to connect for 200 damage, missing out on the slam rush. Mander rush is not easy to aim. Even if you've got your rush lined up, sometimes you're just not in a position where the Mander is capable of connecting in any way. And it doesn't adjust enough to really make it work out. That's going to be a solid punish opportunity, but not solid enough, as Rifa definitely dodges out of the way and is going to be able to line up a final hit. Sets himself up with his first game point, and might be setting in tempo a full reverse 3-0. Alright. This is the tempo Rifa needs, but he's got it. This is going to be hard. This is going to be hard, because Shady has 2 stages to pick from. Some very open opportunities to make some strong decisions and plays for themselves. And with that, we are going to be going to sparring for the first match. Or this fourth game. That said, Rifa's able to take down the 2 small-winded winding hallways, Buster Beach and Via Dolce. So while there is a tight pathway, there are lots of corners here. He's still pretty open, a lot more free movement than in probably his 2 least favorite stages. Starting things off, he is going to be able to land the first hit. A charged tribal could easily put things in Shady's advantage, but these just constant safe pokes, these 1-2s, slowly giving Rifa more and more control over this matchup. And Shady struggling to try to keep up with this. Now that both players are dancing at full speed, a 250 rush though is going to put Shady just slightly at advantage. Has to be careful, that rush is closing in close quickly. And Rifa could easily just go in for a shield breaker, a win confirm. He has so many options that Shady definitely has to be careful, has to play safe. Doesn't want to get too caught up in anything, as that might have been a KO rush if Rifa was willing to go for it. He's going to go for it here though. And he's going to be able to get the KO. And is setting himself up with a round advantage. Shady does have the rush lead though. Might come very important in this next bout. They're gonna switch back off that tribal. He's gonna go in with the toaster once more, just allowing for a lot more weight advantage and a lot more freedom for these rushes to connect. So far though, Rifa, again, starting to get some nice punishes, getting really confident and comfortable with what Shady wants to do, and he's getting some nice hits in there, but gonna take a 370 as Shady lands that rush. Rifa quickly responds though, 365, is now just looking for that little bit more damage to be able to take Shady out. Nice evade, utilizing that shield, tries to set himself up for a grab. Not going to be able to reach just yet. Shady slowly starting to bring things back, holds a little bit more control over this matchup, especially with that chain of hits. But Rifa's just looking for a final hit himself, and if he can just find a way to bait Shady into a risky play, just make sure he doesn't get caught out by anything, he's going to have it. But that rush going to be able to allow Shady just making sure to follow up on Rifa's movement, brings the score to 1-1. And now Shady looking for that match point. Rifa has to take this down to bring the score to 2-2. He's going to start off very strong though, with a 345 damage rush, even pausing for a brief moment just to make sure that Tri-Blast properly connects. Gives himself a lot more control and a strong amount of damage. This round already working in Shady's major disadvantage just because of that rush lead opportunity. And Rifa already quickly charging up, might have another rush before Shady even gets to have a single rush this round. And that is definitely going to be the case. This could be a shield breaker if he just chooses to go for it. He's going to go for the win confirm instead. And brings the score to 2-2. I'm gonna have to quickly look into getting a new emo approved for y'all. I should actually did that while I was chilling, while we were on the break. Cause that would have been nice. And it looks like we are going where? Yeah, Mausoleum. Okay, cool. I'm set up. I can take a brief moment while we're getting these two are readying up to make a decision though, and hopefully. Yeah, I just got another emote now. If I had like 13 more subs all of a sudden, then I get another emote. Heading into the final match, we are going to be stepping into Mausoleum, a very open stage. This is just going to be full openness. It's going to be a lot harder to get win confirms like the ones that we were seeing in Sparring Ring. But this is also going to allow both players just to have full free movement. An Ice Chain gonna work out for Shady, starting off with a decent lead here. And this open stage so far working a little bit more to their favor. Rifa trying to find his way around that. Burchuk proving to be quite the pest, quite the bothersome foe, as it just effectively zones out both the Ice Dragon and the Tri-Blast. Just a very solid defensive tool against light arms, against these tricky positions that the Ice Dragon really likes to set itself up for, and allows for Shady to get some nice angles to sneak in, get some strong curves to punish a lot of Rifa's movement. He's not gonna be able to rush off of that, but he is gonna be able to safely dodge out of the way of Shady's rush as well, which in a lot of cases just looks like something that should have connected, but Inshar's movement is just so strong. Rifa was very aware that he was vulnerable to a punish and just chose to evade. Just some masterful plays, recognizing the situation at hand, and just made sure he didn't get caught out by anything. Shady is very advantaged here, and with the rush is going to try to force it out. Feels forced to use it. And that means Shady now, once again, looking for that final game to be able to take Rifa out and move on to the winners finals. Rifa's not going to go down without a fight though, as he has his rush all set and prepared. He's going to put that dragon away and set lips on the Slamamander. Burchuk's going to be a little more effective against the Mander, but can still definitely struggle against it, as Rifa going to start off with a 355 rush. And now it's all about trying to make sure that he can hold that lead, build up rush so that he doesn't have that drastic of a disadvantage coming into this next round. A stun, Shady going to capitalize on it, gets a 310 rush. Rifa again, quickly turned around, now is at disadvantage. He might need to use that rush, but he's being able to get a couple of solid hits in. Starting to take a lot of control all of a sudden. That center platform is moderately weak right now. I do believe it only needs a single hit more, and it's going to open up. That rush going to come in. It's not going to be able to connect. If he gets a charged hit, he will be able to take Shady out. And the explosion saving him as he stands on the magic pixel. Both players stepping in one final time. Shady with rush advantage, a moderate amount ahead. But Rifa going to be the first one to land quite a few blows and puts himself at health lead, meaning that rush will likely have to be used as catch-up. Rifa does have a rush ready of his own, so it's going to be imperative that Shady can zone him down and make sure that his rush does not get the capital advance. Both players just playing patiently here without that center platform being available. Neither one wants to make too strong of a risk, as it can leave them open to the other's ploys, plots, and plans. A nice punish. Very aware of the fact that Rifa is just constantly trying to dodge around these attacks. He has to rely on his movement, as that shield can easily just not work out for him in a lot of those exchanges, especially with these wide-ranged arms. Rifa gonna try to start closing in this distance, wants to make sure he takes Shady out before the rush is apparent. But Shady quickly pushing him back, that trampoline just causing so many problems for him. He thinks he's got it lined up and gets it to connect. He's going to be able to fully bring things back. Takes Shady out 3-2. And we'll be moving on to the grand finals on the winner's side. Hoi Nihilus! And now we are just waiting on... Oh, to update some... Well, yeah, we're just waiting on Yam to face off against Tommaso. Let's see, how are they doing? Looks like they just started. So we might be able to catch them. as they're only a game in. Yam is advantaged 1 against Tommaso. Tommaso able to take Alimento down 2-1. Kosalina is currently in the lower semis after taking Okram down 2-1 in their previous bout. Looks like we are going to be able to take these two in, which means we're not going to have too much of a delay. Lower pools. Well, no, this is lower quarters. Got Yam in here. And now we've got Tommaso in here. And now we just need that next stage. Oh, this is very tiring to do. What should I add in as the next emote? We got the brass champ already. Let me pick here. Because I've got to pick... I want this as quick as possible so y'all can have all the fun with all the emotes. Oh, gods! Well, Nihilus is also resubbed. Thank you, love. Keep that train going. We have so many subs. So much love from all of you. Thank you. I'm pretty much out of emotes at this point. I need to, like... I know... Okay. I'm gonna have to look into getting the next one commissioned. I know what it is going to be. Anybody who knows Celeste will love the new emo. I'm gonna get something going as quick as possible, I promise. It will be amazing. I hope I can get it by the next week. All those gift subs basically have meant that I definitely have the money for that. Alright, so we're going to be able to get some Tommaso action in here. Yam will be facing off against the double toaster Helix. A return of one of the players from way back in the day. And starting off, Yam is going to be holding a bit of an advantage. These two arms well designed to counter a lot of Helix's movement here and to help Yam fight back against these toasters. But Tommaso just on top with this movement, weaving between these shots. He's going to get caught out by this rush though, and 395 damage later. Yam's still holding onto it. Admirable lead. And is just looking for a little bit more to be able to take him out. But Tommaso's starting to get a bit of tempo. And he's got himself those long tower mode grabs. And we are starting to see that tempo is quickly closing in. Yam is now backed into a corner. This tower mode just continuing to zone Yam out. Now he has that full center field. Yam cannot outrange him in any way. And Tommaso now has a rush potential to KO. Yam quickly charging up a rush of their own. Both players just looking for that opportunity. This grab gonna put Tommaso in advantage. And the rush punish is gonna connect. Tommaso taking the first round. I got weird chat. Diving into this next round. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with this loadout. Likely after the first round's experience, found some luck with it, but so far, it's working out pretty well in Tommaso's favor once you start to get that opportunity. Once you start to figure out what they were wanting to do. Tommaso, with their brilliant tomato color, gooey goodness of these flaming toasters, just grilling it on Yam. The Phoenix almost connecting, but Helix's movement allowing Tommaso to just slip right out of the way. Yam trying to find a way to close in that distance, get close enough to get that Dragon Arm to really start working. The lockjaw knocking Tommaso back into the corner. This rush is not going to connect as the Phoenix slipping by the sideline. And a rush attempt going to be able to connect with the lockjaw. Heavy amount of damage, but missing out with the Phoenix. These two arms definitely very difficult to connect effectively. Yeah, I'm feeling a lot of fear here. Not even going for the Dragon Arm in a potential place where they had the range, the space. Didn't want to get caught up in anything. Tommaso starting to bring things back even further into his control again. Just looking for a little bit more damage. Yeah, I'm definitely struggling to keep up with this gooey master. And with that, now Tommaso's going to be able to time things out and takes the second game, bringing the score to 1-1. Helix mains are on the edge of going extinct. Well, they were kind of dormant for quite a while, but we are going to see. It looks like we are getting a bit of a resurgence here. Scrimps is here and there, out and about, is fully awake and conscious again. We might see him here and there more often. It looks like Tommaso is also stepping into the ring. And that ring is going to bring us to DNA Lab as Yam tries to go in for the counter pick. For now... Skrillex, yes. Oh yeah, I'll just do that for now. Oh, and that's a dragon that you can't see. It's okay. And we are going to see that dragon come in. Yeah, I'm going to go all in on trying to outrange Tommaso. Use the dragon, utilize this stage's design, and potentially create some nice angles and opportunities. Has to be careful though, as the double toaster just is such a steady barrage of blasts. Can easily punch down so many of these attacks, and will just continue to give Tommaso a rush advantage, as he just has that simple, that straightforward, steady gain of rush. And finds another opportunity to get that Dragon Arm, but it's not gonna, it might be not very, we're gonna have to see how effective it really is. As Tommaso just patiently playing things out, it looks like he's going to recognize he's not too fond of his fellow kin, and he's gonna just go straight into knocking down one of the pillars and sets himself up so he can take down the others. Yeah, I'm trying to find a way in, but even with that dragon getting set up perfectly, left them open to another toaster connecting, and Tommaso just has no problem playing this game. Tommaso has health lead. Tommaso can just create a wall. They can just create a wall of toasters and force Yam to have to be the one to respond to approach. But now we got the timer down at 14 seconds. Yam's starting to get a couple of pokes. A rush exchange in Yam's favor would mean they take this. But Tommaso just dancing around like the flubbery goo man of goodness that he is. And he's going to be able to take the first round with a timeout. That was a bad timing on that camera angle, but I'll admit. Said now Yam does have a rush advantage, but the trick is you gotta fight your way in to utilize that rush advantage. If you can't close in that distance, it can be really difficult. Thinks he's got a moment though, but Tommaso gonna safely block it off. Only takes a bit of chip damage and is quickly building up another rush of their own. Yam does hold on to a light health lead though, and is definitely looking to try to take advantage of that. Playing very safely, very carefully, trying not to get caught up by anything. A quick chip from that toaster is going to cancel out that punish attempt. But yeah, I'm not going to take any serious damage off of it. Yeah, I'm not very comfortable playing against Helix, just choosing to shield in all cases, even when there's that outrange. And just giving Tommaso the time, opportunity to build up another rush. And we're going to see that be ready right here. Tommaso going to quickly start trying to close in that distance, but leaves himself open to a quick roaster poke. Another punish here and there. Yeah, I'm going to continue to hold on to this light lead, forcing Tommaso to have to start closing in that distance. Helix is a very difficult character to play around, as it requires a strong understanding of the matchup. If you don't know the matchup is going to consume you. It is just gonna plow right through you, eat at your heart. I do believe Yam had the health lead, but because of that rush setup, Tommaso now has that lead, and even with that final chain of hits, it's going to work out for Yam. Tommaso dropping that shield was actually going to be detrimental. I thought might have been able to make it out, but that is going to bring the score to 1-1, and now both players coming in for the final round. Whoever takes this will be moving on to face off against Cosa Alina. Tommaso going to be the first one to land damage, second one too, and now already has a rush ready. Just keeping this tempo up, keeping this pressure. And Yam just struggling to keep up with this as just a barrage of blasts. A chain of damage just continuing to blast him down. And the rush is going to be connected, and Tommaso looks like they might be running with a perfect here. And Tommaso's going to be able to take that rush and punish it. Takes a perfect. Also, I've got the next emote ready. It's going to be pending. We'll see if it pops up or not. It probably won't today. But it's there. And with that, that means Cosalino will be stepping in to face off against Tommaso, continuing to teach everybody. Tommaso stepping in to help everybody learn the beautiful matchup of Helix and remind them that maybe Ribbon Girl isn't that bad. Maybe Ribbon Girl isn't the worst matchup for me. Yeah, I don't think, Nihilus, I don't think anybody's ready for it. Because NA has no Helix. EU, Tommaso's the first one to step back in a long while. Japan's the only one that might have any active Helixes, but I don't know. Well, no, there definitely are some. Ooh, imagine if it got approved, like, before the stream ends. That would be crazy. It's not as quality as some of the other emotes, but it's nice. It'll work. Oh, AK is stepping back in, eh? Well, I wonder if we'll see some of that guy going about. And it looks like we're gonna start with Sparring Ring. I'm starting to spend energy drops. 2 hours in. Exactly on the 2-hour mark. I don't know. I lost a lot of energy after I was completely baffled and completely flustered by the massive, massive gift subs from Paul. It's also not easy to ramble and continue conversation as the only person commentating. If I had someone else, I might be able to talk to them about how crazy that was or something. I don't know. Make clips! Heading into the semi-final, or the lower semis. Tommaso going to switch one of those toasters over, has the Tri-Blast as a new pick, giving him a lot more wider coverage, and definitely going to have a lot of just explosive and just change of tempo pressure. And so far, Coastalina is not keeping up with this, as she is quickly knocked below half health, and is now facing a lot of fear as this Helix tries to sneak in. That rush is going to be safely evaded. Coastalina needing that opportunity to start bringing things back, and now with her rush ready, she might be able to find that opportunity. Tries to go in for a couple of bait grabs, but Tommaso just safely dodging out of the way of these. This is going to be a nice rush, but she's going to go for the grab instead. Does have a potential rush KO from here, and you can tell Tommaso very conscious of that. He's going to slip right underneath. Tries to go for the rush, gets 30, but that's not going to be enough. Tommaso just being a slippery goo man. Slippery goo man! He slip! He goo! He blasts! Helix is by far one of the more interesting one of the most interesting characters in this game, just based on the fact that he either looks extremely boring to a viewer, or he is the most amazingly hilarious and entertaining thing to watch. He's swinging all over the place, just dancing back and forth. Look at that wiggling dance. Helix is such an interesting character in this world of ARMS. Definitely one of my favorites to see just in here, anywhere in general. And now, Tommaso just looking for a final hit. Coastalina gonna go in for that last-ditch effort. Starts setting up some tempo with a 210 rush. But the Tri-Blast poke is going to be enough for Tommaso to take the first game. If you do not know the matchup against Helix, he will beat you. And it will make you feel so mad. Because there's a lot of things that a Helix has available to them to put them in just further and further advantages. So not only are we seeing the tower mode, where Helix just has permanent charge whenever they are in that mode, which they can still dodge, move around as you're seeing, and just be incredibly difficult to catch, but also their puddle form, they can just... It's like Kid Cobra Slide, but easier to use. It's so much easier to use. And it's, if you're not ready for it, you'll just completely get blindsided, and it is genuinely hilarious. Coastalina gonna be taking us to Buster Beach for this next match. This could be a good stage. It might allow for a few more opportunities, a few more angles that Coastalina can work with. Hi, Dendi. Yes, I exist. You also exist. Congratulations. Is it the special edition? Is it? I want the special edition. Standard. I mean, I'm still very interested in it, but what I'm also interested in is this match that's going on right now, where Rosalina has made a very solid adjustment in her loadout. The Popper is a very strong counter pick to Helix. Covers a lot of his movement, covers a lot of his options once you really get it down and how you want to use it. So far though, Tommaso is a little on top of things, and he's just making sure that he's very well aware of what he needs to do against that arm, and so far has been able to make some effective punishes in place. Rosalina struggling to try to find her way in, is trying to play this carefully, knows that Tommaso could just easily punish her out for so many of these efforts. And you can definitely see she's extremely paranoid about this. Wants him to approach. You forget. It's easy to forget. If you... Yeah. It's so easy to forget. If you are not... You don't get to be the defensive person against a Helix. You don't. Even if you have the health lead, you have to approach them because they'll just build rush, sneak up to you, throw it back up, build more rush, and they'll just repeat it. They have no fear. They have no problem. They just own the battlefield. They own whatever space they want. You have to be the oppressor. You have to go and land that rush, set yourself an advantage, and just continue pressuring that Helix. Rosalina starting off with a bit more advantage here. Gets the farthest grab you could get. And just keeping Tommaso backed up on his heels and just not with that room that he wants. Rosalina starting to struggle finding her way in. She's trying to just step back and forth. He's got a rush ready now, but with this health lead, she might not need to worry too hard about it, as she also has a rush of her own. This patience, this shield play, fearing that shield break, as she does have extremely weakened arms. You're gonna get a break, but she's gonna be able to try to set up that punish, but this rush just trumping her. And now, Tommaso looking for a KO. That bounce, that puddle, it's just an impossible hitbox. Tommaso will be moving on in the brackets to face off against Shady. That was an experience, yes. That's another trick that Helix has. His air dash landing is actually really good because he goes into puddle form for a moment, which means that he's basically not gonna get hit. He's just madness. Oh gods, I'm so down for Celeste though. I might consider getting the physical edition. I don't really need that one, but at the same time, like, it might just be worth getting anyways. How many gifts did Paul do? Alright, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. I don't think it's counting all of them. I feel like it's missing some of them. Definitely more than 10. Which means that, let's say 10 to 15. Which, they're all just tier 1, so that's like $250. I got like $50. I got paid an actual shift! Everyone, I have great news! Today today's stream, I will have been paid like an actual shift's worth of work here. I got paid! Shady gonna straight up ban Master Beach. Doesn't want to hear. No beach to bust, especially after Tommaso doing that stuff there. Tommaso banning the pillars. Malieve is full-time streamer now. Yes, Paul just need you all just need to get things going with that every time I stream and we'll be okay. Tommaso took out all three Irish players in a row. He clearly does not like you. That is not any kind of fortune for any of those who were taken out. Now it's Shady who will be facing off this gooey master to see how much matchup experience they have, and it looks like we've already seen a pretty hefty amount of matchup experience as Shady going in with their classic loadout. Actually a really good one too. That Burchuck is a very strong counter for Helix. For some time was known as the hard counter to Helix that to much of a degree that basically made it feel like a lot of Helixes were just free to their opponent. So far though, Tommaso is not giving up without a fight, holding on to some light pressure, getting some good damage in, but Shady holding on to that light lead. Gonna get a nice freeze, and the rush is gonna come out. Tommaso fearing the grab. A better option than just continuing that ice chain or getting caught by a grab, because now the rush is just not in play. And Tommaso going to be able to land 280 of their own. Trying to set up some tempo of their own. You can tell Tommaso is very uncomfortable with that Burchuck being around, as there is so much more movement, so much more dancing and wiggling. And that's allowing Shady to get a couple more punishes, a couple more pokes. And now Shady just looking to try to build up this rush. If that becomes available, it could potentially easily allow Shady to get the KO. Actually, any hit will be a KO at this point. Tommaso definitely has to be careful of that. He does have that rush. It's not going to be able to connect though, as Shady responds with the punish. Tommaso switching over from Double Toaster, puts on the Hydra to try to cover Shady's movement. We're going to go counter for counter, eye for an eye here. Shady starting off with a strong freeze grab combo though. And just starting with a light lead. Toaster Hydra going to prove to be a bit of a trouble though, as that can just cover a lot of Shady's movement and is going to allow Tommaso to get a couple of nice pokes. So far though, Shady getting many more trades in advantage, and with Rush ready, could potentially set up for a KO here. And it's going to connect. That's not going to be enough here. But Shady just needs that final hit. Shady wants more matches. Shady temporarily possessed by a poltergeist. But it looks like Shady's gonna be able to try to get that finishing hit here. It was the devil of the Scrapstar! They temporarily possessed Shady and forced some weird movements. Did they? I didn't see any message on Shady's part. The controller had an issue, it looks like. Or something. I'm gonna go to the washroom quickly while they do their bans again. I'm back. We're going Mazo. I was very fast. Very fast. Wasn't much of a break. It's good. That's a new way of disrespecting someone. Spartan still on? Oh. Thank you for the catch. Much love for the assist. Was very needed. It looks like Tommaso's actually slipping into a bit of a Helix default setup. We've got ourselves Ice Dragon Guardian going in here. Looking to just capitalize on some heavyweight counters. And so far starts off with the advantage. Shady going to be able to punish back though with that charged toaster. A little bit of damage allows Shady to take a bit more of a lead. And with this tempo starting to take a lot more control. No way he'll win a default Helix. So far it's not looking out to work out too well. It's definitely backfiring on him quite a bit. He's trying to find his way and he's going to be able to leap right into the air, lands that grab. Shady going to be able to connect with another Burchuck, leaps right over the Guardian. It's going to KO with that grab. Tommaso recognizing maybe that didn't work out nearly as well as he wants. And he's going to switch over to double toaster, back to that classic boxing method. Can definitely allow you to punch back against these beefy monsters. And he's going to be able to start off Shady a little greedy on that rush and is not going to be able to connect very effectively. Shady is still very much in an advantage state though, even missing out on that rush. It's just this pressure, this tempo that the toaster Burchuck allows for them is just proving to be so much of a challenge for Tommaso. He's struggling to keep up with it. Another toaster going to be able to connect. Tommaso now at the health lead, just choosing to gun that rush. Wanting to make sure he has it out before Shady can rush as well. I wonder if it might have actually been a wiser idea to try to rush the rusher there, as double toaster would technically outbox Burchuck toaster. It would be an option for him to be able to counter Shady in a couple of cases, and might force a little bit more interesting play. Or for Shady to have to respect his rush a bit more. That's not going to be the case though. Shady taking a second game and is now looking for one more to be able to take Tommaso down, forcing them into third place, and moving on to face off against Rifa. Don't forget, if anybody sees any cool moments, make a clip. Make those clips. Make those highlight moments. Share them. Support us. Support you. Support loves. I went out pretty early in the morning today to go work out at the park. It was nice. I didn't run into any creepy people like last time. That made me not want to go to anywhere outside ever again. It was actually just me, the fitness park, working out, getting buff, trying to kill this tummy a little bit more. Unfortunately, that means that I'm gonna have bigger man muscles, but I guess that's okay. Looks like Tommaso's hand has been forced, and we are going to be seeing a ribbon girl brought out with Blorb. There's a Blorb. Can we see the Blorb? We're not gonna be able to see the Blorb. Shady was like... Shady was not expecting this. And we are going to have ourselves a mirror matchup. Tommaso going to be going in with Ribbon. And starts off with the first hit, but Shady going to quickly start bringing things back. Gets a quick toaster hit in there. And a second one just catching that full extent of Tommaso's air movement. EU's most disliked matchup imagined in reality. Mere Ribbon. Can Ribbon become illegal in the back room? I mean, Rifa is your EU representative of the back room. If you want, get him to talk about it. I personally love Ribbon Girl. I say as Tommaso gets slammed into the ground by another grab. Oh, here we go! Let's go! Let's go! Blorb! Blorb hype. And it's gonna connect! Tommaso with the Blorb action bouncing its way into the lead with 290 damage. A stun confirmed. Shady gonna be able to follow up. Gets 220 damage. And is now just looking for a little bit more to be able to take Tommaso out. One final hit should be enough from any arm. And that's gonna be the grab. Bringing Rifa into the ring. Shady taking Tommaso out 3-0 with just the hardest of counters. Scrapyard's not a bad stage, you just don't play well in Scrapyard. That's just a stage that you really don't do well in because you don't have a playstyle. Your playstyle doesn't work there and you don't adapt very much. To be completely rude and blunt. Which I probably shouldn't be, but I guess I am at this point. Such rude. Many mean. And we are going to be heading into the grande finale. Ribbon Girl on Shady. Min Min on Rifa. Starting things off is going to be immediately a Scully poke, quickly sapping away Shady's health. Fortunately, it doesn't last very long. And a 140 hit. Rifa just starting off very strong, utilizing this loadout and just kind of punishing Shady's aerial movement. Time and time again, we now have 2 stacks of poison. Rifa, yet to be hit, is looking to make this a perfect. Shady looking to try to cancel that out and start swinging tempo more in their favor. That rush is going to connect. That dodge just not working out the way that they wanted to. Now Rifa just looking for a final poke. And another Scully catching that landing is going to allow Rifa to take the first round. Starting off this second round, Shady gonna switch. Well, actually no, I think that's the same loadout. It's gonna be a shield breaker though. Actually, it's not. Just barely missing out on it. I think if Shady threw out the Mander a second time, it definitely would have broke. But instead, we're going to have Rifa catching them out. 300 damage missing that finishing touch, meaning that there's not going to be that little bit of poison to help further Rifa's cause to bring Scully into S tier as the best arm of this world. Rifa, why don't you use Scully more? Rifa trying to hold onto this lead. Actually doesn't have a lead right now and is going to lose even more ground as 350 damage from that rush comes in. And now Shady just looking for a little bit more. A stun grab combo. That flinch from that tribal would be enough. But he actually might be able to get a KO off of this rush if Shady isn't careful. Grab might... No, grab wouldn't be enough. It would be just a few frames short. This rush is going to come out. Shady going to be able to catch it. Rifa was just trying to wait out, find an opportunity in. The grab, catching him off guard, brings the score to 1-1. Rifa gonna put that Megaton down, and he's gonna put on a slap. Going 1-for-1 on the slapping here. Rifa starting off, trying to just capitalize on this pressure, these arms. That's not gonna be a shield breaker again, but Rifa gonna drop his shield at the last moment and allows Shady to get a quick knockdown and take away that dragon. Shady now setting up in lead, in advantage with some more control, tries to go for the grab, but Slap cancels out those dash movements so strong at close range. You do not want to do that stuff against a Mander. Rifa starting to take more control of this match, gets a couple of poison stacks, and that's quickly bringing Shady pretty close to low health. The rush is going to be in Rifa's advantage, the glove boxing out that Tri-Bolt, with the Mander just reaching right in. And now Rifa just looking for a final hit to take Shady out. Shady's trying to set some tempo in their favor. That knockdown is going to make a big difference, as now Rifa does not have that Dragon Arm. But the slap is still going to sneak its way in. And Rifa will take the first game. Yeah. Oh, who would be the person I'd want for that emote? I'm gonna have to do some quick research now and decide on that. I wonder how I could make... I don't think I could make it fit. If the kind I'm thinking of, like... I feel like it might actually require 2 slots. But it would be worth it. Bark emote, please. Eventually. I've got to get my Celeste emote first, though. I might be able to get it to fit into one spot. Regardless, I'll think about it more later. We've got Shady facing off against Rifa right now. Rifa sticking with that Min. So far, not getting too much pressure, but finally gonna start getting that some tempo. Gets that knockdown, and with a Dragon Arm Scully, gonna start poking in. Starts bringing things further and further in his control. Shady quickly losing that health lead that they worked so hard for. His tempo, both players just dancing and swinging. These very light, fast-paced arms just constantly dancing back and forth against each other. Shady gonna be the first to use that rush, and it's gonna connect for 265. Rifa going to likely want to try to set his up relatively soon. But that Popper's gonna set things up for Shady to be able to hold more control, more ground, and get the KO as that double punch leaves Rifa open. But going to be able to throw out the Mander. It's not going to be able to follow up with the Megaton. That would have been just death. But 180 damage rush, still pretty effective. Shady pushing back though. That just this loadout is so troublesome for Rifa to be able to play around. But his loadout kind of is well designed right now. His specific arms can effectively counteract Shady's. The rush is going to be rough though, and is going to basically be unavoidable. Shady going to land it securely and balances out the health pools. Trying to set himself up. He's going to be able to connect the Slap-O-Mander again. Does not get the Megaton to line up. Definitely showing just a little bit of unfamiliarity with this combo. And because of that, Shady's going to be able to take the game. I'm pretty sure if he lined up the Megaton in both of those exchanges, he might have been able to... He probably would have been able to take that game, or would have only been looking for a single hit more. Also, that's the wrong point. It would take 2 slots up, which means that I'd have to do something like that. Actually, I wonder, is it possible to lose emote slots? Because if I've just got 4 now permanently as tier 1, I'm a very happy gear. Heading into our next bout, Rifa gonna stick with this Min. Shady gonna continue to fight back, utilizing this popper, this toaster, and this ribbon girl. It's working out very well in sparring ring. But in Temple Grounds, it could be a very different story, as there's gonna be so much more range. Rifa's gonna have a much easier time sneaking out of the way of these attacks and get those pokes in, and we've got ourselves 3 stacks and a refresh on that. That's gonna probably put Shady below critical health. Nope, just barely above. Rifa also making sure, he's like, is that gonna knock you into critical? And you just kind of curiously waits. Shady not gonna be knocked into critical from that. I feel like if he threw out his rush, he would have been able just to punch through Shady's there, especially with that height advantage. The Megaton just would have guided. Might have been that he'd fall into that Shady's rush, though. Shady just looking to not get hit any more times, because any hit like that Megaton will give Rifa the round. Putting him in advantage state. And set to take a second game. Shady gonna switch over, is going to go all in on them gloves. And is going to try to punch through that Scully and just end Rifa's life. With rush advantage, that's definitely going to be possible with a 220 start, setting Shady up in the lead. Rifa trying to close in that distance, get some pressure going, is going to be able to find his first hit, gets the opportunity for the Dragon Arm, now wants to make sure he does not get hit any more times, as that's just going to allow him to keep this pressure going, this fear that he has now under his control. Shady, terrified of this little pokey bird, and is going to end up getting a reset on that stack, unfortunately not refreshing it. The rush going to clear the poison, and Shady lands another rush. Quick 1-2, and now Rifa just a bit above critical, now in critical, as he falls for the same ploy a second time. Shady quickly chipping down his health. He's very low on it, and there's very little that he can take right now. This aggression not working out for him. And now Shady bringing the score to 1-1, looking to get that advantage game point, and might be able to set themselves up with a bracket reset. Compliments of this. Quick slap down. Rifa starting off in advantage again. Gets another poison stack in there. And is just setting himself up with some solid tempo. This rush is going to come swinging in. But the Scully, that Mander, just going to sneak right in. Gets right out of the way of Shady's rush. Those gloves just not able to line up quick enough. And now Rifa holding onto a 75% health lead. And is just looking to continue to control this match. I'm way too excited about this extra emote slot. Rifa, now one final hit. I completely blanked out. I started thinking about the emote again. Rifa just looking for a final hit to take this game. Shady trying to close in, set up a punish. Is going to be able to recognize Rifa's dodge. Rifa just leaning into those evades one too many times. And Shady's starting to become very cognizant of it. Unfortunately, it's just not enough. Rifa able to out-tempo, out-move. Okay. So what's gonna happen with the emote? It's probably gonna be two new emotes. One is going to be a hug emote, and the other is going to be a grumpy emote. Now, the hug emote is going to be Madeline, and the grumpy emote is going to be Badeline, and it's going to look like Madeline is hugging Badeline, Badeline's being grumpy, but she still gets hugged, so you can have, like, the hug for the person who's not feeling too well. It's like, hey, I'm not feeling too good, and then you can have a hug for the grumpy person, and it'll be so cute! It's an emote that's going to happen. Either that, or it's going to be a single emote and it will fit in well enough where it's Madeline just hugging Badeline and it's going to be a cute emote on its own. I feel like that wouldn't fit as well, though. We'll see. We'll see. I'll commission somebody to do it. Heading into this next counter pick for Shady, Buster Beach. This can be a pretty good stage for Ribbon Girl, as she can get some corner pressure and just fly around, forcing an opponent into a state of panic and fear. But the hard part is getting your opponent back into that corner, and especially when they have weight advantage. I mean, your opponent can give you a very hard time. This is definitely a solid stage for Ribbon Girl, though, as it's very difficult to have Ribbon Girl be backed into a corner here. She gets all of her movement options for the most part, and generally it's the opponent who loses out on more of their options. That rush is gonna get devoured as that Megaton plows right through, and that's gonna allow Rifa to start or continue this round with a massive health lead. 340 damage off the rush plus that poison. And he's gonna get another 2 stacks of poison on. Shady slowly losing out on more and more health. And the Megaton gonna lead to the KO. Rifa now looking for that one final win to close out this Scrapstar series. Rifa going to quickly dive into the Hot Pocket, trying to create some space for him to get that Dragon Arm. Shady, I'm recognizing that he's going to just quickly stay hot on his heels. Make sure he does not have that room to breathe. This is the space Shady needs. This is the opportunity they need. As without this, Rifa is going to just have free reign, free control. That rush going to be able to work out in Shady's part and knocks Rifa into critical health. It might be wise just to take the KO here. I could see a world where Rifa brings it back, but that's also a lot of work. Also, that is a Dragon Arm Scully, and that thing is good at poking. Especially with the Megaton. Technically speaking, with this rush, he's going to be able to put Shady just into 25% health. Rifa might be able to bring this back entirely. If he went for the Scully and then a grab, that would have been it. That would have been the comeback. he's gonna get the comeback anyways. Rifa with the 2-0 is gonna close it out, not even worried about that health deficit. Is gonna just straight up overpower Shady and closes out the 22nd Scrapstar Series with a 3-1 advantage. I am hungry. And with that, my loves, we are done with the 22nd Scrapstar. First place going to Rifa, continuing his win streak, his unstoppable prowess as he stomps down his every foe that comes his way. Second place goes to Shady with some impeccable plays, some strong strats, and just demonstrating some of the counterplay that you'll want to use to try to fight back against a Helix. And of course, third place to Tommaso, a Helix that just came back recently from a deep slumber and immediately knocks everybody silly with Tower Mode Slippery Toasters.